What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Mad Talks Football. And on today's video, we're going to be discussing Manchester United. They officially signed Matthias de Ligt and Mazzroui from Bayern Munich. We officially got the here we go today from Fabrizio Romano before the start of the Community Shield game between United and City. And look, how refreshing is it as a United fan to be able to have competent people in the backroom staff? Thank God that we have no more Ed Woodward, Richard Arnold, John Murtaugh. Thank God Ineos came in and got rid of those bums because now we actually have guys. And Jason Wilcox, Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada. We actually have guys who know what they are doing in the backroom staff and they know how to operate a football club. It's such a refreshing feeling. Now look, we obviously had a feeling that we knew these deals were going to be happening. Like we've known that United have been very interested in signing the Lit since start of the transfer window opening in early July, late June. Mazraoui, obviously, we didn't know that they were interested in until a couple weeks ago, but we had a feeling this was eventually coming. Obviously, United had to wait until Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which another guy we'll be talking about. They had to wait until Aaron Wan-Bissaka was sold to West Ham before being able to go through with these deals. But look, it's two big signings for United. And when was the last time we saw United sign two guys in the same day? I mean, earlier in the window, we had some, refreshing things when we had Joshua Zirkzee and Lenny Euro signed within the matter of 3 days. So, I mean, I thought two signs in 3 days was good, but two signs on the same day. Hey, listen, that's even better. And listen, this is just a credit to the backroom staff and Ineos because, like I said before, they know what they're doing. And look, I was very critical of Ineos coming in. Like I didn't believe in them when they first bought 27% of the football club because I thought they were just coming in. Them and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I thought they were just coming in and going to be another type of Glazer ownership. But to be good, to give them credit, they've done nothing but good so far. And listen, they've come in, they've got rid of the guys in the backroom staff who didn't know what they were doing. They put in their own guys. They've made the right signing so far. And look, now that has to translate to winning on the pitch. But listen, it's a great start so far. But just going into the signs individually, look, Matthias de Ligt, ever since having that big breakthrough with Ajax, obviously with him being in that team in the 18-19 Champions League, which was under Eric Tong as well. He went to Juventus. I think he played there for 2-3 seasons. It really didn't work out, injuries, and he just didn't really work with the team. Then, obviously, 2 seasons ago, he went and signed for Bayern Munich, and he was decent there, but again, really just fell out of favor, especially under Thomas Tuchel. He really didn't like him as a player. But look, now he's coming to United. United obviously needed center backs. They let go of Rafael Varane in the summer on a free. They signed Lenny Euro, like I mentioned before, but he's going to be out for the first 3 months of the season. Obviously, with him picking up that injury in preseason. So look, de Ligt, he's an experienced center back. He's played under Ten Hag before at Ajax, like I said before. And look, I expect him to come in. I expect him to settle in nicely and just be a nice, reliable player. Obviously, look, he's gonna start the season off as a starter along with Lisandro Martinez, and you're gonna have guys like Harry Maguire, Johnny Evans, and Victor Lindelof as the backups. Now, look, personally, I would probably look to sell one of those. Probably more Victor Lindelof, just because I think Maguire would be more content as being a fourth, fifth choice center back. I think Lindelof, you might be able to get a bit more money from because I think he is on less wages than Harry Maguire at the moment, and he's been here, hasn't worked out from. So look, I would just say goodbye to Victor Lindelof, but. Yeah, going back to de Ligt, like I said before, experienced center back. I'll play under Ten Hag before, and look, I expect them to just be a nice, competent center back and just be a nice rotation piece when Lenny Euro comes back, and he'll also rotate with probably Lisandro Martinez as well. Because listen, Lisandro Martinez, he had those injury problems last season. We don't know if he's going to stay healthy the majority of the season. So look, it's always nice to have good depth options in terms of center back because. Listen, as we saw last year, once those injuries really came in, listen, I know Ten Hag has to take a lot of blame for those injuries, but it doesn't help when a lot of your squad is out injured. But look, now with the Mazzroui deal, obviously he's coming in as an Aaron Wan-Bissaka replacement. Look, I think it's a really good buy by Ineos. It is, because if United want to be able to turn into a team that eventually phases out from low block, counter attacking, and going into a play style and a system that's based off more of possession and constant attacking, then Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not good enough for this club. Because listen, we know his strengths. When he came in from Crystal Palace for 50 million pounds in 2019, he was seen as a very good defensive right back, but a guy who was extremely limited in terms of going forward. And we've seen it throughout the years. You know, Wan-Bissaka, we've seen him put an insane performance defensively, shut down guys like Raheem Sterling over the years, in those big derby matches against Man City. But like I said before, we've seen over the years, every time he's relied on to go forward, he just doesn't have it. He doesn't go forward well, doesn't put in crosses well, not a great passer, doesn't have a great first touch. And listen, it was 5 years, it was plenty of time. He was here, he served the club well, but now it is time to move on. They got 15 million for him from West Ham, plus 5 million add-ons. And look, when you looked at the price that United paid for Mazzroui, it was, see, go to Fabrizio Romano, 50 million euros plus 5 million add-ons. So basically, you're buying Mazzroui for 5 million just with the add-ons, because the 15 million covers the base fee for Mazzroui. So good signing for Ineos there. Good sell by Ineos is there on the Wan-Bissaka part. The De Ligt price, it was, let's see, it was 45 million euro fixed fee with 5 million add-ons. So 50 million for De Ligt. It's pretty much it's a steal. I mean, look, for those two, when you incorporate the Wan-Bissaka fee being added on in terms of the whole fee, 50. I mean, you're basically signing them for 60 million euros, and 60 million to 70 million euros, anywhere there. So yeah, two really good signings, and I expect them to help this squad out a lot. And going back to Mazzroui as well, like he was mainly a right back, but he also does play some left back, and I do expect him to play a lot of left back as well this year. Obviously, he will rotate some games with Diogo Dalot, because obviously Dalot's not going to play every game. There needs to be rotation during the year, but in left back, I expect him to play a lot, because Malacia hasn't played. He didn't play at all last year with the injury. We haven't seen him at all in preseason so far, so he's going to be out for a while to start the season. Luke Shaw, he got hurt before the Community Shield, so you cannot rely on Luke Shaw in terms of fitness. So Mazzroui, I do expect them to play a lot of left back this year. Now, going on in terms of other signings that United have to make. So 4 signings so far: Xerxes, Euro, De Ligt, Mazzroui. United need at least 2 more. And specifically, those 2 need to come in the midfield, because United really don't have a lot of midfield options. I mean, look, Bruno, not great. Mount, not great. Casemiro, I still like, but he's not going to be here forever, and eventually you do need a replacement for him. Kobe Mino, good young talent, but he is still young. You don't want to play him every game and burn him out. So you're going to need someone to rotate with him. And then you also have Scott McTominay, which hopefully they sell and they get rid of him. Hopefully Fulham comes back and buys Scott McTominay, because he's just not good enough for this club. And then you also have Toby Collier, who seems like he is going to be the breakthrough guy from the academy this year. But Toby Collier, he's still a young kid. And yeah, you can't play him every game. Same thing with Kobe Mino. Obviously, Kobe's a lot more further down the line in terms of his development, but Collier, he's a guy I expect that he's going to come in, he's going to play Carabao Cup games, Europa League games, have the 5-10 minute cameo appearances at the end of the Premier League game. So you got to slowly ease in a kid like Collier. And look, I think Collier has talent. Obviously, I haven't watched him a lot, but from the games I watched in preseason and today, he is good on the ball. So, and that's an attribute that you wanted in a midfielder. But in terms of the midfielders that United should look to sign, obviously we've seen Florian Petersburg reported it that they're not out on Manuel Ugarte. It looked like earlier in the week that United were stepping away from Ugarte and focusing on other targets, but it seems like they're back in the race for Ugarte. So let's see if they get him. Obviously, there's a couple other guys they could get. Adrian Rabiot, who's played for Juventus for the last couple of years, he didn't renew his contract, so he's available on a free. That's probably a guy that I would look to pick up on a free. Then obviously you have a couple more guys, Martin Zubamendi, but it looks like Liverpool is heavily involved in that transfer. So I'd imagine he will go to Liverpool. And look, if Liverpool doesn't get him, then United should be all in there and snap up Zubamendi because I think he'd be a really good CDM as either a starter or a backup for this team. And then you have another guy in Fofana who seems like he's going to AC Milan, but a deal hasn't been done yet. So potentially, maybe if United don't get the Ugarte deal done, they could go in and try to hijack Fofana from AC Milan. Look, it wouldn't be the first time this transfer window that United hijacked an AC Milan target, obviously with them hijacking Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna. But yeah, look, obviously season starts next Friday against Fulham. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Look, United minimum they got to finish top four, top three. Have to get back in the Champions League. And look, considering United won the League Cup in their first season under Ten Hag. Then they won the FA Cup last year, which was just a terrible season, but somehow they were still able to pick up silver. United have to pick up at least a trophy minimum. If they could pick up a trophy last year in the FA Cup after having a shit season like that, then there's no excuse why they can't pick up a trophy this year. And you're also in the Europa League, and this year with the new Europa League format, with no teams dropping in from the Champions League, Europa League's wide open for United. United should be winning the Europa League, and it's another avenue to get back in the Champions League just in case you don't qualify through the top four of the Premier League. But look, Ten Hag, he's going to be under pressure this year because Ineos, they brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy, and if Ten Hag starts the season off poor, Ineos won't be hesitant about pulling the plug, and they will go in. They will pull the plug. They will sack him, and they will implement Ruud van Nistelrooy as probably an interim head coach until the end of the season, because then they'll probably sign and hire another manager after that. But I mean, who knows? Listen, if Van Nistelrooy comes in after Ten Hag sacked and he hits the ground running and he has United playing very well, that he pretty much could get the full-time manager job. And look, obviously that is, we've had our past experience before with Ollie coming in as interim, playing well, and then getting the job in the end. And that really wasn't the best decision at all because pretty much United just weren't great for the 3 years that Ollie was here. But look, obviously Van Nistelrooy has managed before with PSV and Eredivisie and in Holland. So look, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you guys haven't seen the video I uploaded before, that was my thoughts on the Community Shield earlier today. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe as well. Turn on post notifications to let you know anytime I upload a video or go live on the channel. But yeah, that's going to be the end of it. See you guys for either see you guys in the next video, either another signing, or we'll be here on Friday after the first match against Fulham. Peace, guys. Glory, Man United.